Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
Utica police are looking for a driver who tried to pin a man against this wall at a Dave & Buster's coming up. The shocking video you have to see to believe.
A viewer wants to know, has anyone who received both shots and waited the full 2 weeks tested positive for the virus after that? I'm Dr. Frank McGeorge. Coming up, I'll answer that question, and others are asking about the vaccines and life after getting vaccinated.
And the Capitol attack investigation brings federal agents back to Macomb County. And tonight, the defenders are revealing what led to the arrests of 2 local men. One is from Chesterfield Township, the other from Roseville, and they are the 4th and 5th people in Michigan charged in connection with the January 6th attack.
The arrest, the result of social media breadcrumbs and someone who was brave enough to tip off the authorities. Defender Sean Lay looks at the 2 men facing charges and why. Sean?
We'll show you all those social media posts that the FBI picked up on. But here in Roseville, a mom simply taking her kids to school this morning saw the FBI right outside her front door. And the first thing she thought was they're going after someone who went into the Capitol in D.C. You're taking your kids to school and you see who's walking down the sidewalk?
The FBI.
What did you think?
I immediately thought the insurrection.
This Roseville mom had a feeling when the FBI raided this home on Commonwealth. Her gut told her it was to go after someone who stormed our nation's capital January 6th. You knew right away it was the guy.
I knew right away because I know that the FBI is not taking this lightly, and they're looking for the people that were there.
Bobby Shornack, a new father, was arrested. His wife and new baby there as the FBI rolled in. Are you surprised?
Yeah, I'm surprised because we were wondering what was going on over here this morning.
Also busted Daniel Harradine from Chesterfield Township. How did the FBI track the men down? A friend of Harradine tipped off the feds. The feds found Facebook Messenger plans made by both men, according to the FBI. Then both made it easy for investigators. Harradine showing off photos of what he said he would take to D.C., including body armor. And then as the mob smashed their way in, the FBI says both men took photos and selfies while they were illegally inside the Capitol, and then allegedly commented on Facebook that they were there. Back here live in Roseville now, both men not being held tonight, likely because they didn't take part, the feds say, in any violent actions, both charged with entering the Capitol and trespassing. They'll go back to court in just a couple of days here. Interesting thing to point out, in the criminal complaint, the FBI says Facebook played a big role in this, cooperating with them, handing over a lot of evidence. Live in Roseville tonight, Sean Lay, Local 4 Defenders.
Often authored by the defendants themselves. All right, Sean.
Well, you can really hear that wind whipping around out there today.
And in fact, we do have an advisory in effect. Andrew in for Ben tonight with a look at the weather. Andrew?
Karen and Devin, you're exactly right. Those winds are still howling, and the advisory is in effect for at least the next couple of hours, set to expire here at 8 o'clock this evening. But even afterward, it still remains quite windy and gusty, so hold on to your hats all the way through midnight. Now, the wind advisory is up for Detroit and all of southeast Michigan. You see shaded here from the thumb all the way down to the Ohio border. Look at these wind speeds. Really haven't changed much since you joined us first at 4. 20-mile-per-hour winds in Pontiac, 26-mile-per-hour winds over at Metro Airport. And those gusts are really getting to us, right? Wind gusts easily up to 30, 35, even near 40 miles per hour that can easily take down power lines, trees, and branches. So be careful while driving as we go through this evening. Now you notice those wind gusts still remain pretty high when we wake up on Friday, but they diminish quite a bit as we go into tomorrow afternoon. So relief is on the way, just have to be a little patient in it getting here. We have cloudy skies, the rain we had earlier, that's all now pushed down to the south and the parts of northern Ohio. We're looking at 41 degrees currently, but we also have a lakeshore flood advisory up along the lakeshore and the Detroit River and St. Clair River. We'll talk more about tomorrow's forecast, the first day of spring on Saturday, and your weekend forecast coming up.
All right, thank you, Andrew. St. Patrick's Day celebrations were disrupted by violence last night outside the Dave & Buster's over in Utica. A fight between 2 men continued in the parking lot where one of the men drove his truck right into the other. As Grant Herms reports, there's even more to this incident as police have reason to believe children were involved.
Utica police don't have much to go on, just some video, some blurry pictures, and then tire tracks and rust left behind along with a narrow space where one man is lucky to be alive. Shocking video from Utica police. Witnesses in the parking lot of a Dave & Buster's showing a man behind the wheel of a white GMC pickup slam into another man along the side of the building.
Oh, look. Hey, no.
That victim was not seriously injured, even seen running away from the scene before the driver speeds off. Utica police say the hit and run started inside when the driver and the victim got into an argument after bumping into one another. After a short escalation, the driver telling the man he'd be waiting in the parking lot. Police were able to provide 3 images of the man, in one shown with a woman, 2 children, and an infant stroller, all of whom police believe were in the pickup when it slammed into the curb.
I want them to look at everything and maybe somebody's going to recognize the truck or the man or his whole family. Somebody will be able to piece it together and tell me where he is or who he is.
Police have few leads, but are considering the driver a risk to public safety.
This guy is, in my opinion, dangerous. The public should not confront him. If they know who he is, they can call the Utica Police Department. We just want the information where he is, who he is, and where I can locate him. And hopefully I can solve this case and bring this guy to justice.
We're going to put those pictures up here one more time. Utica police are asking you take a good long look, and if you know who this man in this jersey is, you're asked to call police right away. In Utica, Grant Herms, Local 4.
All right, Grant, now the latest on the coronavirus as the state of Michigan ramps up its efforts to stop this spread.
On the vaccine front, CVS will begin offering COVID-19 vaccines to eligible Michiganders as early as this Sunday. Appointments will become available tomorrow at 8 locations across the state, including 5 in Metro Detroit.
Restrictions at the border between the U.S. and Canada remaining in place until April 21st. The border remains closed to non-essential travel. Meanwhile, the state reports more than 2,600 new cases and 25 more deaths over the last 24 hours, 24 of those coming from a review of vital records.
Meantime, Governor Gretchen Whitmer revealed more details about the mass vaccination clinic at Ford Field. It's one of 20 regional vaccination sites across the country chosen by FEMA. The governor says 6,000 additional doses of the vaccine will be given each day, officially starting next Wednesday. The site will be open for 8 weeks by appointment only. The governor says with more vaccinations on the horizon, families gathering for the 4th of July is possible.
So the way to get there is to continue doing what we're doing, ramping up vaccinations, being smart in the interim by wearing our masks, social distancing, washing our hands. We know that 3 safe, effective COVID vaccines, 2 of which have a presence already in Michigan in terms of being developed here in Michigan. This is the key to our ultimate success.
The governor says more than 3 million Michiganders have been vaccinated for COVID-19.
As more people are getting the vaccine or becoming eligible to get the vaccine, they're running into new situations and new concerns. Dr. Frank McGeorge here to answer more of your questions about the vaccine and life after getting the vaccine. Frank?
Yeah, Devin. So a viewer named Maureen asks, my husband and I were vaccinated and we received a bill afterward. Is that a mistake? Well, Maureen, yes, it was. I am actually aware of one healthcare system that inadvertently billed some patients after they received the vaccine. That error was identified and corrected. So if you or anyone receive a bill for a vaccine administration, you should call and point out the error right away. Now, here are some more of your questions.
Francis asks, I had the 2 doses in December and January. I've been sick for 4 days now, throwing up, diarrhea, headaches, chills, clammy, feel horrible. Can I still get the virus? None of the vaccines are perfect, and it is possible to become infected after being vaccinated, but it's unlikely. If you have symptoms, you should get tested. Fortunately, the vaccines have been shown to be very good at preventing severe illness. Another viewer is wondering, has anyone who received the 2 vaccinations and waited the full 2 weeks for 95% protection tested positive for the virus? The answer is yes. For example, in the study submitted for Moderna's EUA, there were 11 people who received both doses of the vaccine and developed COVID-19, but there were 185 people who developed COVID-19 in the placebo group. That's where the 95% efficacy comes from. No vaccine is 100% protective. Linda wants to know, are the precautions after receiving the vaccine and waiting 2 weeks the same for a high-risk person as for the general population? Yes, the same precautions apply to everyone who is fully vaccinated. Sarah asks, my adult son is having ongoing chemotherapy. If we are both vaccinated, can we get together without wearing a mask? Yes, the most recent CDC recommendations say fully vaccinated people are safe with each other. But if you have any extra concerns, encourage your son to talk to his doctor. Depending on the chemotherapy, a mask may be important to protect against more than just COVID.
Now finally, a viewer asks, the CDC has stated that vaccinated grandparents may now visit their grandchildren. Does this include non-vaccinated grandchildren attending high school or college? Aren't they a problem being out in the world also? Well, that's sort of correct. If you are fully vaccinated, though, the CDC says it is reasonably safe to hug a healthy, unvaccinated person. That said, if your college-age grandchild just got back from spring break with their friends, it might not hurt to wait a couple weeks for that hug.
Fair enough. So many good questions just keep coming in. And if you've got a question for Dr. McGeorge, you can submit it on the homepage of clickondetroit.com. Thanks, Doc.
The former head of the Department of Health and Human Services is commenting tonight on why he left his post. Robert Gordon's statement came just hours after a confidentiality clause was lifted in his separation agreement. In a letter to lawmakers, Gordon wrote, quote, on occasion, there were robust conversations about policy issues where reasonable people could disagree and did. This was healthy. The stakes were life and death, and different people have different roles. I was honored to play a part in that work. Governor Whitmer deserves a health director with whom she is comfortable. Gordon was given a $155,000 payout when he resigned.
One day after Ford announced its post-pandemic plans for workers, General Motors says it's also making changes. The automaker is going to move 900 workers from its Grand Blanc offices to the Global Tech Center in Warren. Some teams at the RenCen, mostly marketing, will also be moving to the Tech Center. GM says it's going to be hiring new IT specialists who will work out of the RenCen. Macomb County Executive Mark Hackle says his county is ready for those changes.
We welcome this news. It's great news for the city of Warren, for Macomb County, and again, even for the region, because we are, without question, that innovative hub that's going to continue with the future of mobility.
GM plans on bringing salaried workers back to the office in June or July. They do expect, though, people will be able to work from home more often and come into the office for collaborations.
Ahead here at 6, be on the lookout. Police say there is a reason these three guys were in a big rush to leave a house in Allen Park.
Find out who they falsely claim to be coming up. Victor?
It's been over a year since she came into contact with the COVID-19 virus, and she still is not at 100%. Her story coming up.